Well, you don't see too much of me outside of the water. So, hi, I'm Brett. I have Adventure Smith 803 on YouTube. Anyway, so today what I'm doing is actually trying to get my blacktip tech to be neutral and possibly trim. I don't know. This is my first time messing with trim and buoyancy on a DPV. So here's my thought process on it. I've been looking for videos for how to do this, like step by step, and haven't found anything really definitive. So I thought, well, I'll try to make one. So basically what I've got here, I've got the tools here. So I've got this little box right here. The box I'm going to use to put the lead shot in from the cap, which I've got right here. And this is a digital luggage scale, and so it has a pretty accurate weight reading. And then I've got a food scale here that also has a pretty accurate reading. So my thought process behind this is that I'm going to have my DPV set up the way that I would dive it. So it's got the batteries installed, GoPros, lights, batteries in the lights, batteries in the GoPro. So it's the same weight that I'll be using when I'm diving. And this is a freshwater pool, by the way. I will be diving mostly in freshwater. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have it set up just the way I dive it. And I'm going to toss it in the water there. And with this little string here, I've got it wrapped on the handle to keep it from getting all over the place right now. But I'm going to attach it to the weight, see how negative it is in the water. And then once I figure that weight out, I will remove the lead shot and steel plate for that same amount of negativity away from the DPV, which should then, in theory, make it neutral. I mean, me being a layman's person, that makes sense to me. So that's where we're at, and we're going to do that.
Was that there? Would it go in the water?
That would sink, yes, just like this DPV does right now, which we're trying to fix. So, got my string, got my scale.
What's a scale?
The scale tells us how heavy it is, and I've got it set to pounds right now. So then that way, I can see how heavy it is in pounds.
Okay, so why do you do cut this thing out? If you cut this thing out, I think what will happen is cut that pool cut out, then the water will come straight out, there will be a big floating place. How about we put this? Let's screw down in the hand. Let's fix it tight. Okay, I'm trying. Fix. Okay, what is it doing? What is it doing?
Well, right now, it is floating so far down that it's actually touching the bottom.
What?
So we're going to have to move the string up to further up front to figure out how much this thing is weighing. This is all part of not knowing what you're doing. Take two. Let's try this again. So, got the scale, got the DPV, got the string. Let's weigh it.
Hey.
Hey.
Can I put my legs on here?
Yeah, that's fine. You probably don't want to get in here right now because it is a little chilly.
Is it going to the bottom? Did it go to the bottom?
It sure did.
Oh no.
I'm reading about 0.22 pounds.
2 pounds.
Yeah. You want to hand me Daddy's phone?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, careful. Whew. All right.
94.
Let's see here. All right, well, since I've grabbed the phone, it's changed to 0.18 pounds.
I was just fixing a robot. What happened? Did it touch the bottom again?
It did.
Oh no! Why does it keep touching the bottom?
All right, so right now, all right, let's try this again. We zeroed it out. We got some slack on it. I'm just gonna see how much it comes up with when I start pulling on it.
Hey, a bug! Good bug! Hey! Daddy, look at this bug!
So about a half a pound.
Hey, Daddy! Look at the bug!
You got a bug over there?
Look!
All right, we're gonna dry her up here with a sponge because we don't want to get no excess water inside. So let's see. I'm gonna dry her up with a sponge. I'm gonna pull the top off. Yep, that's where all the stuff goes. That's all right. So now we've determined that it's maybe about a half a pound overweighted. So let's remove a half a pound from the nose here. I've got a T25 head, and we're going to remove these 4 screws here. And I'm going to see how much this second plate weighs before I do anything, because if that's like close, then I'll just take that out and not have to even mess with the lead shot. So we'll go with that first. Right, so we have removed one of these plates from the nose. Now this weighed in at 1.2 pounds or so. It may be more than I need, but we'll see. We'll see. I didn't feel like messing with that shot if I didn't have to, so we'll just see where we're at with that. Right, so after taking the weight plate out, it was real close. However, it was now positive, so I almost had it trimmed out. Actually, it was I moved the lights back some, and it was trying to sit right, but it's too positive. So we're gonna take the plate and put it back in, and now I'm gonna have to actually weigh out some lead shot. Ugh. Nobody likes doing that, so that's where we're at now. And then we'll do another in-water test. The advantages of having parents that have a pool. Yeah. Try not to make a god-awful mess here, but yeah, we'll see. There. Just dump it. Oh my goodness. There he goes. Alright, so let's see where we're at. Alright, so I have 1.3 pounds of lead shot in here, which replaces, oh, sorry, tear it off here. Basically replaces this plate. So if I remove the plate and it was too light, we'll just have to see what we got here. All right, so now the plan is is I'm going to put the 2 plates back in, but I'm also going to add in just a little bit of shot. I think I was reading 0.4 pounds on the scale earlier, so that should be how much shot I need to add back into the cap before I put the plates back on, and that should equal out there. So we were close last time. It was still negative, so I removed the cap, removed a little bit more shot, about 0.2 pounds, and we're gonna toss her back in and see what happens. Put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, put more shot in it, put less shot in it, take a plate out, put it in it. This is good stuff. All right. Point 2 more pounds out of the nose from lead shot. See how that goes. She's getting close, real close. So after I took the last 0.2 pounds out, I stuck her back in the water and she was real close. So I think I'm gonna try taking out maybe 0.1 pounds. See where that puts us. It's just ever so slightly negative, and I want it to be ever so slightly positive because I do plan on cave diving with this rig, and I'd rather it be positive and try to float to the ceiling than negative and go end up in the silt somewhere. So 0.101 removed. And this is what we're left with. It's not a whole lot, but should be enough. An important technical note. Definitely when you're removing lead shot from the nose, be cautious about getting it into these little pockets right here. I've actually stuck some paper towel down there because once you turn this thing back upside down to put it back on your DPV, those little lead shot balls, if they got in here in these little slots in the plates, they'll just fall out into your DPV, which, I mean, I'm not an electrician, but I feel like lead shot rolling around down at the bottom where a motor circuit board is probably isn't good. So anyway, just so you know. Oh my God, it's so close. But all right, so I'm just gonna pull it up a little bit. It is still negative, but look how close it is. I mean, just ever so slightly negative. I mean, it actually is so close that the recoil from the string tightening makes it kind of bounce back up. So, I mean, it is, whew, it's close. Remove 0.1 more pounds, and that should put us on it. Hopefully.
That's about as close as Bailey's you can get without getting your eyes wet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Look at this shit.
Would you just look at it? Just look at it. Just look at it.
Let's get it over here where we can see it. All right. Okay, so I wanted it slightly positive. And as of right now, it is ever so slightly positive. Let's see here. Put her down here. And I mean, just ever so slightly. I could probably add a bolt snap on the end, and it would make it perfect. So, I am happy, and by golly gosh, it actually looks pretty trim. So look at there. Look at that shit. I am a happy camper now. Happy cave diver. Yay! Let's see what happens if we add that on the front. Just out of curiosity. Ah! It's perfect! That's what happens when you add that to the front. It's perfectly trim. Beautifully in the water. Yes. Like a barracuda waiting to attack its prey. Shh, we don't want to startle it. Would you look at that? Would you just look at it? What? I can push it down, and it'll just stay there. It won't touch the bottom, and it won't come back up to the top. It just stay right there, cause it's perfect. Look, there's no tension on the string. It's not sitting on the bottom. It's just perfect, and it's trim. My God, it's trim. Oh, happy day, happy day. Yes, this is good. This is very good. Thank you, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this. I did not enjoy doing it, but now that it's done, I'm very happy. All right, so now that it's all said and done, just to recap what the plan was when I started and what it ended up being that worked. So the plan was, so I knew this thing was negative because I had added all this stuff up here, lights and cameras and whatnot. So I just chunked it in the water with a luggage scale attached to it to see if I could get a reading. I kind of kept getting sporadic readings. So then I just started doing stuff. I just started taking some weight out, seeing what that did. First time I did it, it was too positive. So I put the weight back in it, removed just a little bit of lead shot, and still too negative, but I kept removing in small increments. It's a pain in the butt. I'm sure there's a better, more scientific way to do it. But the old trial and error works too. So, yeah, that's how I made my black tip DPV, black tip tech. I got it trim and neutral.